Is it automatically recording to my computer? No.
Mm-hmm.
I just hit record. Okay. All right. Welcome to our team call. We have a few things that we wanted to talk with you guys about. Is that what you'd like to have on? Okay. First off, December is an awesome month. There's lots of cool promotions going on. Does anyone have any success stories or neat experiences they want to share, especially having to do with that reactivation promo? I hope you guys know what promo I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Oh, good. Good. Okay, well, just so you're aware, that promo does extend throughout the rest of the month. So they just won't get the free product of the month because obviously it's too late for that. But a great way to reactivate and help people use doTERRA again.
So I hope that everyone is taking advantage of that. I mean, increasing recurring volume. I've seen some interesting stats. One is that it's like 5 times easier to retain a customer than to get a new customer. Like it takes just like a significant amount of energy to get a new customer compared to just keeping your existing ones.
We had a marketing guy here. He said it was almost 30 times.
Oh, that much?
30 times easier to reactivate an existing customer than to acquire a new one.
Because they've already said yes to doTERRA probably 10 or 12 times, from accepting a sample to coming to the class to signing up to, trying LRP maybe for a few months or whatever. So I really hope that everyone's taking advantage of that. I saw some posts on Facebook from Brittany Roszczyk's team, and she just asked everyone, like, what have your experiences been? And people were writing in that they had contacted, maybe a dozen inactive customers, and people were placing 200 PV LRP orders after having not been on LRP for ages. And I mean, even if you gave yourself, even if you said, I'm just going to call 3 people a day, I mean, that's maybe 20 minutes worth of phone calls a day. And if you did that, you could reach out to a couple dozen inactive customers on your team and grow your volume a lot. I mean, you could literally double your paycheck. If you've got, if you're only making maybe a couple $100 a month, you could double that just by calling 2 or 3 inactive customers, or just put them on the inactive customer track in your SS Pro app, because we modified the track for December so that it tells everybody, all your inactive customers, that, hey, make sure you look out for that email from doTERRA because it will help you get a bunch of freebies. And is there any way that I can help you take advantage of that?
I was wondering, Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
that inactive customer track, how many texts is it?
It's 2 weeks worth, and we're actually going to spread it out to be a little bit longer, but
Okay.
It sends them 1 text a day for 2 weeks.
I'm just wondering if it's appropriate to put people on that track without first telling them.
Oh, you're supposed to. Yeah. If you tap on here, I'll just show you on the app really fast on my iPad. When you're looking at those tracks, you guys, you can tap on the little eye next to the track, and here, I'll show you. Can you see this? So if you tap on the eye next to each track, it tells you about the track, and every track tells you how to transition someone into the track. So this track says simply start an inactive customer on the track. No need to let them know, as the track will introduce your intentions to re-engage with them. So the first message in that track, it says, hey, Kimberly, this is Cassie from your doTERRA upline. I just wanted to reach out and let you know that you're part of the family, make sure you feel supported, and there's some really neat new videos that have come out, and I thought you might like them. So I'm just going to send you a few every now and then for a couple weeks. Yeah. And then the second text during this month only, it says that little message about the reactivation promo that they can take advantage of. So I mean, you could even just turn on a Netflix show and just load all of your inactive customers into your SS Pro app and, rapid fire them off on the track.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks for asking the question.
Okay. So moving on, one of the things we want to talk to you guys about is we wanted to talk to you all about the Christmas gift that we've prepared, and some of them are in the mail. We ran into an issue with Amazon yesterday, so we're working on getting the rest out. But we talked a little bit about the Strengths Finder, right? We talked about that on the team call last week.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about the Strengths Finder, and we wanted to gift you all that assessment. So keep an eye out in the mail. It should arrive in the next couple of days. A book, the Strengths Finder book, and you read the beginning of the book, and then there's actually a little packet in the back of the book that you can rip open and find your access code to take the test, the assessment, and it will tell you, it'll help you identify your top strengths.
You guys, the test is really cool. So I know Kimberly's done it, and Kathleen has done it recently too. Kimberly, yours was years ago, so you're going to want to redo it because your strength will flux a little bit.
Yeah.
But do you remember the test being kind of fun though?
I do. It was interesting. And then I think what helped me do the test too was, if I remember correctly, because it was probably, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe I did it. And doesn't it give a scale, if I remember correctly, like almost like mid and then like way yes or way no? And and what helped me was make a decision. Like there were very few that were in the middle for me. And just make a decision. Is it just a yes or is it just a no?
Yeah.
And you get a better response if you're clear on really yes or no how you feel and not kind of like on the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. And the way that we saw this assessment most recently is there were a number of things that ask you. So what it did, it would have two different things, like a statement here and a statement here, and then you'd have a sliding scale in the middle. And if you were pretty neutral on both of them, as in you didn't feel one over the other, then you'd stay neutral. So I would just encourage, everyone to don't overthink it. Just answer with your gut. It is timed, I believe. I think you have 20 seconds per each response or something. And just move through it intuitively as quickly as you can, and don't try to overthink it. Don't try to question anything. If it's there and you're feeling both of them, then you are neutral. But if you feel one over the other, then do that. Yeah. So I love that, Kimberly.
But we do have a question for you guys though. So we're sending this out we want to gift this to any intentional builder on our team. And we'll reach out to our main line to make sure that we have everybody that needs to be on the list. And this isn't just from us. This is from Rebecca and also Jeanette. We all three of us wanted to pitch in and get this for everybody for Christmas. So knowing that it comes with a book, and just so you know, you only read the first 2 chapters. The rest of the book is all the strengths broken down, and you're only going to read your 5 strengths. Maybe if your spouse takes the test or something like that, you'd read theirs. But it's not a lot of reading. So we wanted to ask you guys when you'd like to talk about it, because we promise that we do 2 team calls on Strengths Finder so that we can really laser in on this idea of building doTERRA according to what you're naturally good at, so that it's way more fun and, you feel like you're thriving, you're being true to yourself. So that second call, we want it to happen after everyone's gotten their books, which will happen in the next few days.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that you have time to take the test. And the test will take you about 30 minutes. And then, maybe another 30 or 40 minutes to read just the few chapters on your own strengths. But when would you guys like to do the follow-up call on that? You had some options, right?
Yeah, so we can do next Tuesday. We have Christmas on Sunday and then New Year's the following Sunday. So we can do it on Tuesday in between those 2, or we could take the week and do it the following Tuesday after New Year's. So I believe January 2nd is when we do that follow-up call again.
I would say my vote is for January 2nd, just so that we have plenty of time to, to focus on it and do it, depending on how soon the book will get here.
Okay.
Yeah, that Tuesday is actually the 3rd.
Did you hear me?
Oh, the 3rd. Oh, you're right. It is the 3rd.
But I think that I agree with that. I think that week would be great. And then it would be like the start of the brand new year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the consensus? Everybody, the majority votes for the 3rd?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, we'll talk about it then. And while we're here, Andrew and I like to make sure that we're really intentional about these calls and that they're really, we're able to provide that sense of community and people are able to feel connected in that way. Do you guys feel like it's necessary to have a call next week? Or would you like to take next week off, focus on your strengths thing, and plan on circling around on the 3rd again?
I think I think I'd like to take it off, just because I'm going to be going out of town.
Okay.
That's why Jeff originally brought that into question, because people travel a lot between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Okay. Well, we'll do that. We'll take next week off then, and if anyone needs support or feels like they need a little love, we'll connect on the Facebook group.
Yeah, and please remember that. I mean, because as a mentor, we know that it's a big deal to take a whole week off of mentoring, and because momentum dies really fast, and you always want to keep it fueled. And so, plug into the Facebook group and ask questions. I mean, whatever. We know that we've got people on the team that are really pushing for a rank goal this month, and that's the last week of the month, right? So use the time to plug into sharing, to present to the people who enroll in doTERRA, working with your downline, of course, and anywhere that you need extra support, plug into the Facebook group. Great.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Okay, and we want to talk about something that we've been mulling over and has been brought to our awareness most recently, and it was really beneficial for us. So how many of you guys are familiar with the belief pyramid in doTERRA? Does that sound familiar to you?
Yep.
Okay, so here's the picture of it. Well, one of them.
This is you guys have seen the basic one that's just product on the bottom, then opportunity, then your builders, then your why, then your influence, right? Like the traditional share success one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is that same pyramid. It's just expanded on a little bit, right? So belief in the product, company and opportunity, belief in you, and then it goes higher and higher. One of the reasons we have this blocked out up here is because these are not relevant to where we're at right now. The things that are relevant are these ranks right down here because they build upon each other like the base of a pyramid. We really wanted to just kind of ask you guys to reflect a little bit and ask yourself where you're at on this pyramid. Now, some of you have hit the ranks of even silver or maybe premier, but really sinking in and asking yourself if you have a solid foundation for a belief in the products right down here. And if you do or don't, what can you do to shift that, to make it better or make it stronger or make it grow?
Yeah, well, I mean, I love your question. So as you're looking at this, the text might be kind of small on your screens, especially if you're on a phone. I'm gonna tell you what it says. So you want to make your window bigger? So the bottom, of course, is belief in the product, right? And that's the level of belief that you focus on in order to achieve the rank of elite. And I just want to elaborate a little bit about why there's each belief at each level. So, I mean, you guys know that this is stuff that has been tried and proven over and over again throughout the years that doTERRA's existed, right? So the reason why product is actually, who knows the answer to this? Why is product the thing that you learn to believe in for your first rank?
Well, I would think it would be because if you believe in it, if you work, that always becomes part of your own story that you can share with people.
That's exactly it. And in fact, there's nothing even to say beyond that. If you believe in it, it becomes part of your own story that you share.
And it really is that simple.
Yeah, like you don't have to go and make up some fancy doTERRA pitch or whatever. It's just naturally part of your story because you really believe in it. Perfect. Okay, so why would belief in the company and opportunity be the belief level for the next rank, premier? This one might not be quite as simple.
I'll say again.
Okay.
I like believing in it because I'm a big advocate on if I'm putting my money somewhere, I want to know that the company I'm putting it in cares about the same things that I care about. And so if doTERRA has all of those same values that I do and they reach out and help across, many facets of living, then it's easier for me to sell the company too, and I can stand behind it.
Kimberly's on a roll.
I love that, Kimberly. I love that. That is awesome. That is really awesome. There's a few other things that I want to, and you guys, we have it really good in doTERRA. So the other things that could come up, you probably wouldn't even think of because we don't have that problem in doTERRA. But can you think of any other reasons why it's so important to have belief and alignment with the company that we're involved in?
I'll give you a hint at why it's the belief at this level. Premier is the first rank that has a structure requirement.
And structure means you have builders. And in order to bring builders in, you have to have a level of belief about network marketing and about the company that you're working with to convey that message to other people so that they can see you and say, and trust you and take you credibly. And it's funny that I use the word trust. I then look over and what do we see over there? We see this word trust right here, and integrity. And it's so important that our company has integrity in order to facilitate and create that trust between new people looking at the opportunity that want to come in and build a business. They need to know, and this is, like I said, we don't really worry about this in doTERRA because doTERRA is a good company. We have a great culture. We're very financially sound. They're very fiscally responsible. As you get into the network marketing industry, there are so many companies out there that have lousy products that are very expensive and that go under within 3 or 4 years, and so we don't have to worry about any of that because we have that in doTERRA. And I love, Kimberly, that doTERRA has taken that a step beyond, and that's really where people are at nowadays. Is they want to know that when they spend money with a company and when they're going to align themselves with a company, they're not just aligning themselves with a paycheck. They're aligning themselves with something that is doing good in the world and having a bigger effect. Really, really creating a bigger wave of goodness in the world and making a difference. And we have all of that with doTERRA. So I love that.
Some of the new people on the call might not know this. So every year doTERRA has a leadership retreat that's on the opposite side of the year as the company convention. And leadership is for silvers and above. This year at leadership, doTERRA made a promise that they would be the company that gets the most people out of debt. And I just think, how cool is that? It's not, we're going to be the company that gets the most people luxury sports cars. We're going to be the company that gets people free financially. And that's the kind of company that I like to align with.
And I love that message because you guys, sometimes it's hard to relate to, oh, you can make $10,000 a month. Come join my business, right? Like it feels a little gimmicky or salesy sometimes. But if you can say to someone, hey, I can teach you and help you, provide a path for you to help you make an extra $500 a month, like something really, really tangible for people. And then we know that doTERRA has some of the top paid distributors in the industry. So there's obviously good money here, but our message is a step beyond that. It's not just the good money. It's about helping people create a lifestyle that is important to them. You may not meet 100 people that want to make, $15,000 a month, but I can guarantee that you probably could meet 100 people in less than 3 months that would be interested in making $500 a month or more. And I love that our mission is to help people get out of debt with really tangible goals.
Well, and what you just described is all that's required to build Silver Rank, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
You said you could easily find 3 people in a few months that all wanted to make $500 or more, right?
I said 100 people.
Or 100 people?
Yeah, I think you could. They may not want to do it with doTERRA, but I bet,
right?
At least a third of those could.
But you could easily, and you only need 3 builders to go silver.
Yeah.
So the belief level at silver is belief in you, belief in yourself. What thoughts do you have about why that would be the belief focus for silver?
I think it's because you get into more of a leadership role. You have quite a large team at that point, and you have to believe that you can, help people reach their goals, and have the belief that you can reach your own goals. And so I think it's all about believing that you can be a leader.
Yeah. It's not even believing that you are, the rock star or the expert, or that it's believing that you are going a direction that people want to follow. And Cassie's right. Silver's the first company recognized leadership position, right? And it's just the very beginning. I mean, a Silver's organization is, microscopic compared to like a Blue Diamond organization, but it's still where you are stepping into leadership. And I think that people get tripped up sometimes thinking that they have to be this magnificent leader, and that's not the case. It's just a matter of being committed. Notice that it says, there's that little arrow going off of the word you, and it says, you're believing in the opportunity, leading a cause, and you're focused on commitment. And to me, it's just, if I know that if I'm committed to going a direction that people are interested in, then they'll follow. And it has nothing to do with, am I there yet? It's nothing to do with, am I already financially free? Or have I already changed 500 people's lives, taken 500 people from unhealthy to healthy? I'm committed to going in that direction continually. And that's why people want to trust me and want to get into business with me. I like what you said, Cassie.
I missed what Cassie said. So I get you're talking about trust. My phone actually died. But so I don't know if I'm like totally going off subject since I missed that part trying to get back on my phone. But just one thing that I think might fit into this category you're talking about, and this is one thing I have appreciated so much about doTERRA and all the hard work you've done with them, Andrew, is how easy they've made it as far as training and knowing what you're doing so that you can not only know that for yourself, but so that you can know that for your mentors. And you guys know that I have another company that I use products for and give a lot of those to my clients that are, most of them are pretty different than doTERRA's products, but I would never actually want to do the business at this point for the company. It's fairly new, but also I wouldn't ever want to, if I was going to, encourage someone to do a business, I wouldn't encourage them to do it for that company because they just don't have the support, the training support in that. And probably a lot of it is because the company is so new. And so their focus hasn't been on developing that. But that's one thing I just love about doTERRA is that just makes it so easy when you're working with someone to be able to refer them to sharesuccess.com and all of the different things and just all of the support we have that is so easy and right at our fingertips. Did that have anything to do with this at all? With the topic you're on?
Yes. Yes. In a way, yes, it does. That helps us have the belief in the company and the opportunity. Right. And even as we level up and we're at a place for silver, people are looking to us to have certainty, to have commitment, to be a leader, to teach them the way to go. And so having those tools and the good company structure really makes all that much easier for us.
In fact, what you just said, Mom, Corey, that is a powerful recruiting vehicle that you just said. I shared this a few months ago, but do you guys remember our colleague's son, Britt Harward, his son who went diamond in 8 days in August? He signed up for doTERRA and 8 days later he was a diamond. And he told us when we were in a big group pre-convention in a training, he said that the way that they did it is they leveraged the system to recruit really competent, intelligent builders. They showed specifically the SS Pro app, and they showed them how they could take their existing networks, plug it, give them a bunch of doTERRA samples and plug them into the app and let the app convert them into enrollments. And then, convert their new enrollments into long-standing customers on LRP. And just having that powerful tool to make a business efficient from the beginning was a huge selling point for a lot of these very innovative, competent people that had different various business backgrounds, or some of them might not have a business background and they wanted to get into business. And so because it was so powerful to be able to leverage what we have in our opportunity as far as tools and systems go, this kid who's like my age and Jeff's age, he was able to recruit enough people with gigantic kits to hit diamond in 8 days. So I don't think that what you're saying, Corey, is off at all. I mean, wow, what a privilege that we have to have such a well-developed system. I mean, I look at these 3 levels of belief. And with elite, so you've got belief in the product. If you just love these products and it's just part of your story, like what Kimberly said, I mean, it's just a bunch of volume. It's just a cluster of 3,000 volume. It doesn't matter where it's structured or anything like that, although you want to plan for the future and structure smart, right? And work with your upline on that. But you just need a bunch of people that are loving the products with you. And and people follow excitement and joy and enthusiasm. And so when you have that kind of spirit with you in regards to the products, people are interested in, they follow. And then you look at Premier, that's where you have the first structure requirement. So you need 2 legs, meaning that you need at least 2 intentional builders, committed builders that are actually actively building the business with you. And so you start, you still do your own enrolling, of course, but you start putting energy into those people too to help them, get their businesses off the ground and launched. And that's all it really takes, just having that high level of trust, faith really in the opportunity in front of you, and using that to attract people that say, hey, I like the direction she's going. I would like to go there too. And then at silver, that's down the road for a lot of you, but some of you guys are right there going for silver right now. That's where you've got to believe that you have the commitment to go places other people want to go. And for that reason, they will follow. So this is powerful. You had a cool epiphany when you were looking at this. Do you remember?
Oh, well, the thing that was my epiphany is I realized, so Andrew and I have done this together, right? But really, Andrew's done a lot of the business building in our business. And so I looked at where I was at personally. If I took Andrew out of the equation, I'm somewhere down here, where I'm establishing my belief in the company and the opportunity and the products, and a little bit up here, the belief in myself. But I realized as I looked at this pyramid that none of these levels, none of these layers can be skipped. And we're not even talking about these up here, right? They're clouded over because that's not where we need to focus right now. But for me, I realized I need to have a firm foundation on every spot in the pyramid in order to get to the next one. So if I don't have a really firm belief in the product, then that won't launch me to Premier. And if I don't, really believe in the company and the opportunity, then how am I going to believe in myself enough to share this with other people with conviction, right? And really sharing with them a plan that I know will be effective and will work. And so this was a good eye opener for me, and kind of made me take personal inventory and realize, okay, where am I at? Where am I really at? I love and enjoy using the products. I use them all the time, but really asking myself, okay, where do I fit in this pyramid? And I would encourage you guys to do that as well, to look at this pyramid and ask yourself, it doesn't have to be this one, because I know we have the simpler one that's a little bit more publicly available. But looking at that and asking yourself, where am I at on the pyramid, and what actions can I take today to either solidify where I'm at or help me expand and stretch to the next understanding. So if you need to believe in yourself a little bit more in leading a cause and really committing, what does that look like? So as part of our call to action today, I don't want to give you too many things, but I have like a list in my head of 10 things that I want you to do. Just that I think would be really helpful. So let's break it down really, really easily. Let's take, I want you guys to take a few minutes in the next couple of days, and I'm talking about 5 minutes, and really ponder the pyramid and ask yourself where you're at in your level of belief and how that is reflecting and showing up in your business. And I would ask you to journal a page, just one page, of your thoughts and feelings on where you're at on the pyramid and what you feel like you need to do to up level in your business. And that will be for you. That will be your personal thoughts and your privacy. I'm trying to think if there's a creative way that you guys could share on the Facebook page. Kind of let us all know that we've done it, right?
The way that do you guys know how to develop a belief at any level, like where it comes from? You remember the cycle: belief, which fuels action, which fuels results, which fuels more belief, right? So I learned something last week when we were at our mainline mastermind with Laura and the team. I thought that you needed to have a positive belief in order to take action. And because it's positive action, that stimulates results, and the results make you have bigger belief. And what I learned is that any belief fuels the cycle, including a negative belief. Like let's say that I have a belief that this business is really hard. And so, at that Premier level, the company opportunity. So the action that I take is one where I start recruiting people that are also going to have that energy of, yeah, like this is a lot of work. This is really hard. And the results is going to be sluggish growth because of that, right? Not a lot of energy and momentum. Well, at that point, I'm going to look at the results and I'm going to say, I don't love those. Like, how could I do this better? And then I might start questioning my original belief and saying, well, is there a way that this could be easier? And that might lead me to dig into, some of the training videos or some books that help me believe in, see network marketing in a light that serves better. And that belief then changes the actions I take, which change the kind of results I get. So I didn't know that any belief will fuel the action, which fuels the results, and it works no matter what. So what I've learned is that you develop this belief by pursuing it. I mean, you think about, when the last time you took up a hobby, maybe someone introduced you to like baking or something like that, and all of a sudden you realize that there is like an endless number of recipes online that you have at your fingertips, and you digged into it and you discovered all these things that you didn't know about flavors and techniques and things like that, and you pursued it, and that grew your belief in your newfound hobby. It's the same thing here. I mean, we've all been drawn to this for a reason. And so I look at that bottom level, if you want just a shining, radiant belief in the product, dig into it. I mean, most of us are already there, right? And but dig into that. Open up your Essential Life book and go onto the team Facebook group, the Healthy Hero Oil User group, and post some questions and see what pops up, and try things and combine oils and make stuff, and mix drops of weird combinations of your oils. Things like, just dig into it, and you will discover what's possible. And the same thing goes with the next level, because we have so many people that are going for Premier right now. Dig into the opportunity. Go watch the comp plan videos. Talk to your mentor every week for a few minutes during your weekly call, or if you're doing more than once a week calls, spend a few minutes every week digging into the opportunity, finding out what's going on. I mean, the Leadership Magazine is one of the best ways to develop belief in the opportunity, because you read stories of every background, people that were successful, people that were broke, that were bankrupt, that had low self-esteem, people that were scared, people that hated business, people that every background is there. Just getting one so you can see it. And oh, he's getting a charger for the computer because it's going to die. But you guys know that you all have access to the Leadership Magazine, right? Certain ranks the company sends it to, but if you're brand new, you can just add it to your LRP order for like $2 or something like that. And
Yeah.
It is glorious what you will find in that magazine, because people that have hit diamond, they all get to do a story about what took them to diamond. So if you want to be diamond, I mean, get in the heads of all the people that are hitting diamond, and that will build your belief in the opportunity. So I just want you to see what you have at your disposal, that nobody's stuck. I promise you, you're not stuck. Everybody has the ability to plug in to pursue these things and develop radiant, powerful belief. So you want to reiterate the call to action one more time, since I just talked a lot and made everyone forget what it was?
Yeah, so your call to action is to journal a page, write out a page of your thoughts, asking yourself the question, where am I at on the belief pyramid? And how can I move myself forward or solidify, where I think I'm at? Whether you look at your rank and say, well, this is the rank that I'm at, so this is probably the belief I'm at.
Whatever rank you're holding organically is generally the belief that you've achieved success at. So like if you hold Premier without having to buy up or anything, then generally that means that you've mastered that level of belief.
Well, most of these people aren't even familiar with buying up, right? So,
right.
So ask yourself, if you've hit elite and the volume each month is still not typically elite, ask yourself, focus on the product. Do you believe enough in the product to where you can authentically share that with someone and convey that message to them about how wonderful it is in your life?
You basically, that level of belief, mastering it, means that you love it so much that you can't not share it. Like Jeff and I don't walk around saying, who could we give oils to today? Like it just like almost erupts out of us, because like our pores are basically leaking essential oils. That's how much because we've developed that level of conviction, right?
Okay, so you get the idea. So journal a page, asking yourself those two questions, and then keep an eye out for the Strength Finders book that we're sending you.
Yep,
that will be coming your way.
Oh, I had one idea about the journal exercise. This is just something Jeff and I have done. If you're not sure where you are, you know that you're focusing on belief in the product. On that page, you can just journal a whole page of everything you like about it, every positive aspect you can think of, and that will get the positive energy flowing, and you'll see new things that you haven't seen before. So.
Okay. All right. We love you guys. Keep an eye out for that Strengths Finder book. We'll post this in the Facebook group. And here, I'm going to stop the recording.